Welcome back to my channel, everyone. Today I'm going to be doing my compost bin. I'm showing you how I set up my compost bin for my homemade fertilizer. I'm just showing you the products or materials that I will be using today. So before we get into this compost bin, I'm going to show you my worm compost bin that I set up. Here's the current setup that I have for the worm bin. I have these fly traps on the inside and outside to catch the fungus gnats and the fruit flies. Then I just set up a nice spot for the worms to lay in. I also took the food that they eat and I pureed it. That helps to break it down faster. And I just place it on top. The bedding that they are on is a layer of newspapers, leaves, cocoa coir, and some of their own dirt that they came in. And I poured a little bit of water in the bin, and that was it. So for this bin, I will be doing the same concept, but I will not be adding the worms. So for those who do not know, a compost bin needs a few things to turn into compost. You need oxygen, water, you need sun, you need your brown materials, and you need your composting products. The brown material provides a good source of nitrogen for your compost bin, so you would need to use leaves. As you see, I added leaves, newspaper, and there I'm adding some cocoa coir. Next in the compost bin will be your compostable material. So this could be food scraps that you have left over in your kitchen. Any food scraps that are naturally grown. So you can use spinach here like I'm using. You can use banana peels, apples, you can use pears, you can use anything that has grown naturally. You want to avoid some acidic fruits. If you do compost fruits, avoid using a high amount of acidic fruits because that will drive up the acidic level in your pH in your soil. And if you don't have plants that love pH, a high pH or a high acid level in their soil, you can burn the roots and the plants if you add it to low acidity plants. So it is okay to compost acidic fruits, but you want to be careful with the concentration that you use. So here I have some eggshells that's good for calcium. I have some bell peppers, red bell peppers, yellow bell peppers, some apple cores, all these things that's going to break down. One tip that you can use if you're not ready just yet to compost and you have a lot of material that you need to compost and you don't have a place to store it, you can always just freeze it. And that's what I did. I just put it in a large Ziploc bag and froze it until I was ready to compost it. I don't believe it changes the nature of the product or the fruit, but it just conserves it until I'm ready to compost it, preserves it until I'm ready to compost it. Now I'm adding just a little bit of ground coffee. If you want to use coffee grounds, that's a very good thing to add to your compost pile. Just know that when you add coffee, that it has to be coffee grounds that are used, not fresh coffee, because that will drive up the acidity level of your compost. And then once you're done composting, you just add some water. And then what I did was I added more leaves on top of the compost pile, and I tried to break it down just a little bit more to help it compost a little bit faster. And then added a little bit more water. And added a little more cocoa coir and a little bit more coffee. And then once you're done adding what you need and what you want in there, you just give it a good stir. You don't want it too soggy or too wet, because then you'll get a big sloppy mess, but you want it just moist enough for the water to start to help break down the compost and the bacteria to help it to start to grow. So once I'm done, I will get this covered and I will check on this bin in about a week. I'm going to come out, I'm going to uncover it, give it a stir. I'm going to leave it uncovered during the day so the sun can get to it and help break that down, and then cover it at night to prevent the pests or anything from coming. This is on the balcony, so I don't have to worry about that, but that's my compost bin. So thank you so much for watching, and if you have any tips for me, please let me know. Be blessed.